Welcome back, everybody, to the Titan Center podcast. I'm your host, Gabe Dunn, and of course, I am here with
Tom Bragg, your co-host.
That's exactly right. And today, for the podcast, we are going to be going over the latest movie that just came out, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. And right before we get into the movie and our topics for today, cue the intro. Today's podcast, we're going to be going over our thoughts on the Fantastic Four movie, First Steps, what we thought about it, and we will not spoil the ending because my co-host is wanting me to keep that non-spoilers at the end for people to go watch it and not get spoiled, even though it's been out for over a week and there's major spoilers all over online and stuff like that and social media. But then we'll give our thoughts on like the rating of the movie itself, some unanswered questions, and then the third topic is going to be who had the best summer or the greatest summer out of DC and Marvel. So let's go ahead and get off to just the first topic of the podcast, just our thoughts about the movie. Do you want me to start off for you?
I'll just say this. Fantastic.
Yes. The movie was fantastic. That's why it's in the title. But I think the movie...
No. It's in the title because
that's why.
It's about the Fantastic Four.
Because it was fantastic.
Well, I thought that's the name of the superhero subculture here.
Yes. So what's cool about this movie is that they are the only superheroes on this earth. In their universe... Yeah, I think in their universe.
It is kind of strange. They didn't have an entourage like that guy in the Cape.
That guy in the Cape?
You know, he had a gang.
We'll get to that later in the podcast, but it is also cool to see how in this movie that the Fantastic Four is so advanced in their like technology and stuff like that, but everything else is based in the 1960s. So it's
they really had
cool.
some great retro clothes. Ben Grimm looked so cool in his outfits. They look like those dog trainer outfits that are heavy quilted, you know, so when the guys look great big when they fight the Rottweilers, and it looked like they put those kind of clothes on him and then painted him up to look normal. But then he's a big guy too, right?
Yes. Sure, I guess.
So, yeah. He looked like he was ready to fight a Rottweiler.
Okay.
Pretty cool for him. But, you know, in the comic book, he was always in some tights or something. It was awful.
In some tights? Well, in this movie, he wore a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, in the other
wearing
movies,
shirts. I think the day of the bare-chested superhero is over.
Yeah, I don't even. Okay, I didn't even know how to answer that question. But but like going on still with the movie and some thoughts about it. That it's cool to see how Reed Richards is still going with the most advanced part of the Fantastic Four. How Reed Richards and in the comics and in this movie, he is the smartest person in the Marvel universe.
I really. I have a problem with him because I don't think the guy's ever laughed. I don't think he can smile. He goes around.
He's very
You know what?
serious.
He reminds me of Walter White in Breaking Bad. He looks like somebody that's terminal and stressed out to the max. He could lighten
he
up.
does stretch. His powers is
Yeah,
stretching out.
he absolutely he is. He gets stretched out.
So yeah, I mean,
from time to time.
But the action in this movie too, I thought it was really cool. There wasn't a ton of action in this movie, but I thought it was
maybe 1,000 pounds, half ton, you know.
Okay, but I think the action, like I was saying, it was good enough in this movie. Like there wasn't too much, but I thought the amount of action in it was the perfect amount for this type of movie. It was more serious, more toned down, and There was a little bit of tension in this movie because you didn't know if
There was tension in the theater.
you didn't know if their
I
their
could barely
world was
hold
gonna
it
be
together
destroyed.
from moment to moment, because when you think your home planet's going to be devoured, and that's the last time you're ever going to walk into the theater to see fantastic people saving a planet, I mean, you got to be cheering for the home team when all that's happening.
Yeah, but it's cool to see also in the movie that it later on it does show some stuff with the Silver Surfer. I won't spoil it, but
The thing about the Silver Surfer I really liked was the silver color. I see all
called
these
Silver Surfer.
dull silver cars on the road, and they don't have that flash to them. There's no shine. I think an automobile ought to have some deep color. I think even if it's silver, which is it ought to reflect. It ought to be glossy. So you get a gloss with the Silver Surfer.
Okay, well, I thought, speaking of Silver Surfer, I thought she was okay in this movie. I could have done a little bit more with her.
Did you say she?
Yes.
Is
a
a
she.
Silver Surfer a girl?
There is a male and a female version of Silver Surfer.
Okay. Anyway, this may help you somewhat with the origins of the Silver Surfer, and so the movie was cool. It revealed a lot.
It does.
It took us into the realm of space. It took us right up to the event threshold of a black hole. The whole thing was just like tense, and then it ended up with everybody down on terra firma, down here with our feet on the ground, and everybody got a part in the battle, and the heroes were valiant, and the villains were despicable. And what do you need?
I mean,
there were so many villains in that other movie. The guy with the cape. I was
going to say okay. You say yes, they're villains, but to be honest, they're not like the worst villains that you can have, because there's.
What do you call the worst? What do you call the worst?
Thanos. Thanos is one of the worst.
Was Thanos going to devour the planet, or
Doctor Doom's a
just
really
enslave
good villain.
the people? Was Doctor Doom just going to control the people or eat the planet? This was the worst. Everybody, the planet was going down.
Galactus has been alive for 14 billion
and
years.
I have to ask this question. I have to ask this question. When the planet gets devoured, does it sit around in a stomach?
I don't know how that works. He's a sentinel being, like I said, that's been alive for 14 billion years.
I just hope that when the planet is devoured, from a green perspective, being a tree hugger myself, that it is recycled.
Oh my gosh. But what I mean, like, it not the worst villains, because like Galactus was a normal person at first, but through the incident on his planet, he was reborn as Galactus. But yes, he has to go around and devour worlds, stuff like that. But
do you think he was sociopathic because of his parents?
No.
Or his environment? Or do you think he was born that way? You think he was a born sociopath? Did he ever have care for anybody in his life?
Oh my gosh. There's a little, like, obviously what he does is not good, but he kind of he's almost like in the universe or in like multiverse, stuff like that. Altogether, he has to kind of keep what you call like the balance or something like that a little bit. I don't understand.
I don't think he's trying to keep any balance. I think the guy is just, he's out there for destruction.
But he has like
some people have no sense of social order. They don't have any conscience about social.
Actually, he said if you handed up the baby to him, which obviously they were going to do it, and I agree with that.
Let's don't talk about the baby, but if we're going to talk about babies, Ben Grimm holding a baby was a sight that would melt anybody's heart, and I did notice some of the fellow movie theaters wiping a tear or two.
But yes, I thought Galactus and the Silver Surfer in this movie were pretty good. I thought Galactus was betrayed very.
I say movie theaters, moviegoers. Okay. Some of my fellow.
But Galactus was pretty good in this movie. I think they did make him look a little bit weak.
Why couldn't they have painted him up a little bit like a transformer?
No,
I mean, just making your villain all kind of matte black.
He's not a transformer. He's not.
He transformed from a human.
He was reborn. That was
you don't call that transformational?
Billion years ago.
Reborn's not transformational?
Not like a transformer that turns into a robot. He's not a robot.
Informer.
Yeah, he's not oh my gosh. But
robots in disguise.
I thought it was cool though. There was a lot of chemistry too with the Fantastic Four. There was a lot at stake in this movie, and just say it does lead into Doomsday next year, especially with the post-credit scene. Should I say it?
Well, let me ask you a question. Relating,
Doctor Doom is in the post-credit
relating
scene.
to next year or the year after, do you think that the kind of capital investment is going to be there for this
Yes,
movie?
I do. I think this movie's
You
going to
think
make
they'll
over...
be able to afford a sequel?
Yes, I think... Yes.
What does the box office look like?
I think... No, the sequel for the Fantastic Four is Doomsday. Everything is connected to Doomsday.
I'm
and
just
Secret
asking,
Wars.
what do you think the box office take is on this one? Have you looked at it?
Yes, they've made over, I think, already $115 million already.
Did they beat the other movie? One we're not talking.
I don't think right now, but the other movie's been out longer. That's why.
I think the other movie was like brand identification. People went
we'll
because he's kind of a senior hero.
We'll get to that, but some now to go into another topic. Some of the unanswered questions is in the end credits scene. Doctor Doom does show up, and he's looking with Franklin Richards. That is their son in the movie.
Darth Vader is there.
That is not Darth Vader. That would be kind of cool, actually. I thought that would be pretty cool if he was, but he is not Marvel canon whatsoever.
Walter White.
Walter White is not in this movie. He's not in this movie. But
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
You sure he wasn't one of the cameos in one of the crowds?
I'm pretty positive he was not in this movie.
Did you see anybody in the cameos that you recognized?
No, it's just random people they hired for background characters.
I thought one of the people looked really familiar to me. It looked like a wrestler.
Looked like a wrestler?
Nacho Libre.
Oh my gosh.
Jack Black. I thought Jack Black might have been in the background.
Okay. But some of the unanswered question is going in, how is this movie going to go into Doomsday? There's a lot of theories going around, like with the end credits scene, how...
Oh, I'm not concerned with that.
You should be.
The writers, they'll sort that out.
What I mean, you should be, is like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know why, like, Sue Richards.
Sue
Richards, I was trying to think of this, Franklin, that's what I was trying, Franklin Richards, their son. In the movie, it does show, like, him as a baby, though, it does show off his power for one scene. I won't spoil it because you've asked me not to spoil, so I'm not going to do that. You just have to watch it. He does show off his power one time, but it does, in the post-credits scene, fast forward 4 years, and it does show Dr. Doom using a teleportation device when Sue was grabbing a book for Franklin, and it showed Franklin talking with Doom, or like putting his hand up to his face with Doom's mask off. I don't think it was Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom because it didn't show his face, but there's obviously something's going on there. There's a lot of theories going around. Like,
I have a theory about it. When I saw that characterization and I saw the way they were dressed, I thought that's a Carhartt hoodie. Carhartt, and it could have been Luke Cage.
Oh my!
Yes,
gosh.
he's a Carhartt guy. Gets it by the box full.
Oh my gosh! And some other unanswered questions is kind of another spoiler, but what is going to happen with Galactus and the Silver Surfer? Because they're not defeated. But I didn't say how, though. I'm not, like I said.
Well,
I'm not going to spoil. I'm just saying.
Well, think about
it
in this fashion. If you're a writer and you create these supervillains, if you destroy them totally, so you can't bring them back later, you're knocking yourself out of a job. You've got to have them for job security. You created them. The other thing is when you write and you feel the burden for the characters, killing a character makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
Makes you feel really bad. And I speak from experience writing the brown paper story about the radioactive dog.
Oh my gosh.
Just thought I'd throw that in.
No.
So tell me, who won the blockbuster movie of the summer?
Yeah, so that
DC or Marvel?
So that is our third topic, exactly what he just said, but this is going to be the fun part. I think the Fantastic Four First Steps was a lot better than the Superman movie. I think you could completely agree with me on that.
Is that really what you think?
Yes.
Down in your gut?
Yes, I do.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, that is exactly
There you
right.
go.
Because like you said, there was a lot more chemistry.
It's a
in
rare
this movie.
moment when we are in total agreement.
We are in complete agreement.
But if you spent your ticket money on the Fantastic Four, you went home and you knew that it was a good choice.
Yes.
We all make choices. Don't feel bad if you make a bad one. Failure is part of our system. If you can fail and recover from it, it makes you a better moviegoer.
Yeah, because there was some people going into the Fantastic Four movie being like, okay, just please let this be a good movie. Because outside of Thunderbolts, which is also was a
Why
really,
do you think the
really good
people were
movie.
like making a plea that this be a good movie? It's because somebody had disappointed them a little bit earlier.
Yeah, because Marvel has not been putting out good stuff at all.
Oh, I don't say that about Marvel.
Yes, I can say that
Now,
about
let me
Marvel.
tell you, there's a market saturation on superheroes. There have been
Yes.
so many that you can't keep up with them. You have to have a program. When they show up at your house to save you, you have to look at the program and say, well, which one are you? Are you number 17 down here? You know, you don't know.
have a
There's been
whole
so many
thing full of
superheroes
movies.
developed. And then there's some anti-heroes. Marvel has done a little bit of that. But so there's been superhero saturation. So listen, viewers, if you believe you want to see more superhero movies, then you keep going. You got to
my
keep the
gosh.
faith, baby.
Okay, well, I think Thunderbolts was a very good movie. The one that Marvel also just released last year. But outside of that, they have not released anything good at all.
Let's don't down Marvel.
All the Disney Plus stuff, all these like Ironheart stuff. Or
You know,
any of
Doctor
it-
Strange in the Multiverse, I kind of got vertigo on that one. I can't tell you what I had to use the popcorn bucket for.
But I think that it's really just gonna have to come down to Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then Secret Wars is gonna be a reboot for the Marvel universe going forward. But for just thinking about just this summer, like Fantastic Four versus Superman, I think Fantastic Four had a lot more chemistry, and Superman was just all over the place, and you had the team called the Justice Gang. That was great.
Yeah, the Justice League.
Awesome, but I mean,
You know, the Justice Gang, they called themselves. I think they were trying to be cool in this movie. And let's don't talk about that movie
yeah, I think
anymore.
Man of Steel was better, but I think, yeah, you agree.
Do you think they ought to make a crossover movie where DC and Marvel fight it out? Or
That would be a very interesting
Or
movie.
collaborate in order to save humanity from...
Like how the DC universe and Marvel universe, like,
You know, the
somehow
way I could see it
collide.
happening, they could come and help save us from the zombie apocalypse.
No, I have to, no. No,
Yes.
no.
I mean, really.
From
Do you want the
Darkseid-
zombie
from
apocalypse to
Darkseid
sweep
or-
over us? Or would you like lower your hero bias if you were against DC, for instance? Would you allow Batman to save you from a zombie? Sure you would.
Yeah, but okay. I was gonna say like they come together because Darkseid and like Thanos teamed up together.
And how
put
many
everything at
songs do
risk,
you
but-
know that have a zombie theme?
But okay, we're getting off of that zombie topic, whatever. No zombie apocalypse, whatever. But
Zombie by the Cranberries.
oh my gosh. But
All You Zombies by
so-
the Hooters.
so what was your rating for the Superman movie? Was it? It was a 6.
Well, it was already in a podcast. Yeah, it was a 6.
Yeah, so we already talked. It was a 6. I gave it a 7, but I was being generous. It's going to go down to a 6. And like I said, I just think the Fantastic Four movie just had more chemistry. It was more
8.5.
more grounded and stuff. And I agree with you there. And the Superman movie was just all over the place to me. It was just completely jumbled, and it wasn't that serious.
Oh, it's
But-
confusing to a senior citizen.
okay, but and actually, to give your rating, like you said, 8.5 on this movie, I completely agree. I give the Fantastic Four movie an 8.5. So, but I think Fantastic Four is just better than Superman, and I think Marvel's movie this summer has done better. But that's been the podcast though for today, going over the new Fantastic Four movie, The First Steps. Thank you all so much for watching.
I hope we didn't wear y'all out today. The summer heat here has been something.
Yeah.
We're all feeling slightly
Yeah, 150 degrees outside.
175.
That's actually right.
All the water in the pool evaporated.
It's just if you
I
don't
was
see,
out there wading around, burning my feet.
there was just steam coming off the pool. But
Yeah.
but thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see y'all next time on another video.
See ya.